Welcome back, everyone, to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Sagan and 60. I want to thank Lisa Baton, who is the newly elected Chief Executive Officer of the Canadian Petroleum Producers Association, for joining us and talking a little bit about some of the challenges that this oil and gas sector, which has historically been so critically important to Canada, that they have right now, and how it potentially is the solution to our economic security issues and our global security issues. And I really want to underline this. I think that we have a real challenge today, probably caused because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, where we have to rethink our whole security system, and we have probably over the course of the last 30 years, since the fall of the Berlin Wall and the fall of the end of the USSR, we have allowed ourselves to become complacent and doing too much trade and committed to supply chains, whether they be consumer supply chains with China or energy supply chains with Russia. And clearly, we found that these authoritarian regimes have a different attitude toward security, to world peace, to respecting borders, to sovereignty, etc. And we need to be very mindful of that going forward. And the worst example of this is, I think, natural gas terrorism that Russia is currently embarked on, where they are going to freeze Germany, Western and Central Europe in the cold to try to exact concessions in the war in Ukraine. But I could go on, and I think that, frankly, blasting power plants in Ukraine is another example of this. And we can't give in to this kind of terrorism. And what we probably should have done is thought about this risk years ago, created an LNG system in Canada, LNG plants, pipelines, etc., that could allow us to supply Western Europe, Central Europe, Germany, particularly, with natural gas from Canada. But also, whether it's natural gas or oil, where, the replacement oil is coming from Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, etc., not from places that necessarily are as democratic as Canada, but also as carbon neutral friendly, and conducive to reducing our carbon footprint and climate change. Because I do think that our oil and gas sector is far more knowledgeable about and attuned to and working toward a lower carbon footprint, and worried about and convinced that climate change is real and that we have to do something to address that. And I'm not sure other countries are. And the idea that China, that Germany are reopening coal plants or opening coal plants to replace oil and gas they would have gotten from Russia is stupid from a climate change standpoint, but it's also stupid from an economic standpoint. And we're forced into this situation because we didn't take the actions that we should have taken numerous years ago. Oil and gas from Canada is cleaner. It is better for the world. It doesn't mean that our allies are beholden to Russia and Iran and Saudi Arabia and Brazil. And it's better for us. It's better for our economy. It's better for our environment globally. It's better for our economy in Canada. And it's better for security worldwide, global security worldwide. So why aren't we doing this? I don't think we're doing it because you've got to cut a couple of things in a variable equation at the same time. Climate change, economic security, global security, fiscal economics for Canada, economics for the world. And I think if you had that, multivariate equation, it would come out that we should have pipelines to the east and west coast, LNG facilities, and we should have done it 5 years ago. But we didn't do it. We should be doing it now. We should be having a 100% full speed, pedal to the metal strategy to exploit our natural resources for the benefit of Canada and more importantly, frankly, right now for the world, because it's cleaner. It is from a democratic country. It is better for Germany than coal or Russia or Saudi Arabia or Iran or Venezuela. It means we're less beholden to Russia. It means that we've got positive revenue for our provincial and federal tax coffers, and it means that we've got more jobs. I don't see where the negative is here. And I think our political leaders have got to get their act together and think through this complicated question where there's not an easy answer, and stop focusing on just one answer at a time. What's best for climate change in Canada? Climate change for the world is what's more important. What's best for economics, not just for Canada, but for the world? What's better for global security for the world? And I think clearly the answer is oil and gas from Alberta, from Western Canada, should be shipped around the world as oil or as liquefied natural gas. And we've got to come to terms with that and get our act together and get on with it. My 2 cents worth. Thanks.